Fascinating to see what they can do as well. John, thank you very much.
You're watching Breakfast from BBC News. Still to come this morning, she swapped Denmark for Iceland for her latest TV drama. Sophie Grabble from The Killing, remember her, will be with us. We'll find out why the show's makers had to import snow to one of the world's coldest countries.
Which is quite extraordinary,
Yeah.
but that's what they had to do. More on that later. Right now, the news, travel and the weather, wherever you are.
Hello, good morning. 2 planning applications to frack for shale gas in Lancashire will be heard by county councillors this morning. Planners have said Quadrilla should be refused permission for the sites at Rossacre and Little Plumpton because of noise levels and traffic problems. The firm wants a deferral to resolve those issues. If that isn't granted, a final decision will be made by the end of the week.
For the sake of Lancashire's future prosperity, we need to have something in place that will bring investment to the area, that will create jobs and that will lift the local economy.
It would just simply destroy so many lives, and we just can't lay down and let them drive over us.
And BBC Radio Lancashire will have the latest throughout the day. You can watch the council meeting live on the BBC Lancashire website. Figures released today show Blackpool's lifeboat crew was the busiest in the north of England last year. The RNLI has issued a warning for people to respect the water and ensure they know tide times, weather conditions and seaworthiness of equipment. In 2014, Blackpool's lifeboat crew launched 94 times. Crews in Morecambe, Ainsdale and Crosby were also amongst the busiest. A yacht on the Isle of Man, which is thought to be the oldest in the world, is due to be moved today for the first time in 200 years. Peggy, built in the late 1700s, is believed to be the earliest surviving example of a British yacht. She'll be taken from the Nautical Museum in Castletown to a climate-controlled facility in Douglas for conservation work. Artefacts from Southeast Asia are arriving at Chester Zoo for its new £30 million development. They include longboats, which have been bought from fishermen in Indonesia. They'll become part of the zoo's Island project, which is due to open later this year. Sport now, Liverpool have missed out on a trip to Wembley in the second leg of the League Cup semi-final at Stamford Bridge. They were beaten 1-0 after extra time. Chelsea go through to the final. And Preston North End have been knocked out of the Johnson's Paint Trophy after a goalless draw at Walsall. It meant they lost the Northern Area final 2-0 on aggregate. Time now for a look at the weather. Details from Charlie Slater.
Good morning to you, and it's an eventful day of weather in the northwest as well. We've got a fair amount of snow around, certainly a possibility, particularly over higher ground, and for that reason we have got the yellow warning in place. 3 to 8 centimetres a possibility. I mean, this morning it's mainly just rain, but then the temperatures really fall as we go through the daytime. Quite windy as well, and as the temperatures fall, there is a chance that the rain then does fall as snow. As I mentioned, it is showers, so it's not going to be affecting every single person. It is going to be somewhat hit and miss, and that same theme does continue as we make our way through into the early hours of Thursday morning. A very, very cold night and a very cold day on Thursday as well. Temperatures really struggling on Thursday. You can see that again we are at risk of seeing a few snow showers, but the temperatures and the forecast very, very variable over the next 24 hours, and where the snow will fall is also variable, so keep an ear over your local BBC radio station.
Onto the roads now. There's one lane closed and heavy traffic due to a broken down vehicle on the M60 clockwise near the Cheadle's Roscoe's roundabout. Delays up to 30 minutes on Northern Rail between Todmorden and Manchester Victoria due to safety checks on the line, and disruption too on the Isle of Man steam packet between Douglas and Heysham due to weather conditions. That's it from me for now. I'm back again with another update just before 8:30. Until then, have a very good morning. Goodbye.
50 years ago, Winston Churchill was laid to rest.